Okay. Ooh, let's put on some music. Whoop. I don't think I've ever noticed that the dragon flies up at that point. Is okay. Oh.
Goblin Pathfinder says twist gate key. Open head gate with much fastness.
we go. Pass. There we go. Do I need to fight the... I mean, alright, if you guys just wanna go straight in. Hey, level up. Yeah, pass. Lucy Sandalphon. So, interesting name. Sandalphon? Referencing an angel. Okay, I guess that's fine. Ah, yes. The real boss battle. Are you guys being serious? No, you know what? Ay, 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 ay. go. And that's today's leveling done. Okay. Level 39. How long does a casual PvP match usually go? Why can I not join? Hello? Oh. Oop. God damn it. What's my penalty count? What the fuck? Okay. Is this a 5v5? No. Yeah. this? I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh my... What even hit me? Okay. Ooh, I need to go to the gold saucer. Gotta do my dailies.
Mini Cacpot Broker says, come one. Come all, drawing number 4653 of the Mini Cacpot is here. Care to try your luck with a ticket? Miss?
So that's 12. 12 is a pretty safe. I'm willing to gamble on... Somehow
Thank you for your...
wound up with a very similar. $987. I'll take the 3,000.
Congrat...
$16, 9. That's fine. What is going on here?
The limited time event, Air Force One, is now underway in Round Square.
Up.
All guests are encouraged to participate.
That is a must. Okay. We're not doing bad. God, I love the chocobo music. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Got it. Perfect score. Nice. Okay. Now back to what I was gonna do. Oh. That doesn't look bad. That.
I am the hype!
Easy now. Am I really that quiet? Oh! Those aren't bad shoes. Matter of fact.
Hello.
Hey. Okay, that really does annoy me. Why does it? I just saw you send the invitation, and then I clicked yes, and it just did nothing.
Yeah.
What's the tights? Wait, you're saying that the Makai stuff I can get from PvP? Market prohibited. Ah, that's a shame. I just tried the PvP and got my ass handed to me because I had no idea what the fuck was going on. Being said, well,
Yeah, the PvP is really easy.
I was in a 5v5 mode that seemed very one-sided.
Now you should do the frontline, daily frontline. I will let.
Well, I don't have that unlocked somehow. How do I... Do I have to go back to Wolf's Den and select something?
No, yeah, it's probably somewhere there. Ba-da-ba-da-bum,
Okay, this week's numbers have yet to be announced. Okay. That's fine. Change back to Warrior. And I gotta teleport back to Camp Dragon.
Back to base. Ding. What? Oh. Is Final Fantasy easy to get into? No.
It's a very slow start. I feel but I feel like because I've already gotten a taste of some some of like the end game glam in that, you know. Thanks to, you know,
The game
having
is not
a
hard. Yeah. It kind of depends what you want from it. If you want play the main story and are interested in the story, that's I mean, you can just play it through the story, right? You have a little story. If you want like a raiding and you know group activity and that kind of stuff, you probably need to skip the story. Otherwise, it takes too long. And you will most likely lose interest and quit, you know?
Oh my god. Really, TTS?
Oh, we go back to yappy mode. She likes to yap.
I have to log out and log back in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because TTS is broken.
Queen. Oh, you were doing this dancing with the fairies quest. Yeah, that part is kinda slow and annoying. Yeah. And Bosek also really likes them. The flying capuchas.
I cheered when one of them got punted.
Mm-hmm. The raids and other stuff are really good in this game, though. But yeah, it takes a while to get there.
Okay. Time for a test.
Stalwart Temple Knight says, "'Tis
Time for a
All right.
test.
Text to
the
speech
very
is
land
back.
conspires against us, the broken ice ever reforming to conceal the entrances."
Yay. Yay. Ooh. You wanna kill this guy?
Oh, is he like a...
He's not hard, he's like a sloppy toppy. This is basically a B rank. So these are not hard. But if you see like a rank, they can be kinda hard. Yay. Sometimes you just have to kill them to show them that who's the actual champ here.
Sometimes you just have to kill to assert dominance.
Yep.
Okay, I just saw you phase through the floor. Oh,
Alphinaud
nice.
says there she is, and none the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the Warrior of Light would succeed? I think I speak for us all when I say that I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory, if you would be so kind. Then we were too late to prevent the summoning. Emeric says, but not too late to prevent further loss of life. An outcome worthy of celebration, and one for which we have Madame to thank. Alphinaud says, yes, you are right, of course, Sir Emeric. We should be content with what we have accomplished. Emeric says, I for one could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and the heretics have been routed. There is the matter of Iceheart's escape, but she cannot run forever. Whether it takes days,
The
weeks,
supplies.
moons, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Drillamont, is the caravan ready? Drillamont says the supplies that your men recovered have been prepared for transport, in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see them safely to Revenant's Toll. Emeric says of that I have no doubt. Alphinaud says, I take it these are the self-same supplies the heretic stole from the house for Temp's caravan.
Ah.
Emeric says less the crystals which comprised the bulk of the shipment, yes. Scarcely a fraction of that which was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same.
Oh, it's gonna be a horse guy.
On an unrelated note, Madam, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? Tis not for my benefit. A certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop
Oh,
Iceheart.
it is.
It took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I am told. Men give vent to their anxieties in myriad ways. Pray do not think less of him.
Okay. Oh, let's change up the mount.
Change up the mount. Oh, we can just teleport. Is that count this best mount? Yeah, but they cost money. Worth it? Debatable. Extreme
Portugal
wings
says, what
are
were you
best
thinking, madam?
mounts. I actually
Wagering
think
your
they
very
are the
being on a
worst
dubious
mounts.
theory, which might allow you to enter
Like,
Iceheart's
they are
lair
not even
knowing full
mounts.
well that she could have sufficient forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway? And then engaging
Your
the
face
abomination
is
in
the
mortal
worst.
combat? By the fury, madam. 'Tis the stuff of ballads, a battle for the ages. Would that I had been there to fight by your side. Yet here I was forced to wait, condemned to wonder at the fate of a dear friend for a veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. But you are here now,
First
and
guy
that
is
is what
so
truly
nice.
matters. Let us move on. Sarah Merrick wished to have words with you and Master Alphinaud in private. He awaits us in the intercessory.
Okay. Order Celine not shitting on stuff I like for once. You just got matcha. What? Mm.
House for Temp's guard says greetings, madam. I shall show you in at once.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishtar,
Oh, voice
allow
act.
me to express
Ooh, voice
our
acting.
deepest thanks. Never before have we been required to contend with a primal.
A blessing from the Lord.
There were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Natalan.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change its outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We too have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgard Zoma could return?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I request
Oh,
your
yeah.
involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating you to
Midgard.
serve its own interests.
Choose your next words carefully.
Do you know what sort
Wow,
of
even
man
background
Dumbledore
character
commanded
A
the
had
Temple Knights?
voice acting there.
One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am now. Why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's Toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my early
Hi, nerd.
I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all.
What a good boy.
You spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times
In the dick!
prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second in command will speak for me.
You really know how to break the tension there, Zeno.
Lucia, at your service. Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me...
No, he will be
Lord
busy.
If you would be so kind.
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply.
Lucia.
This will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our
I mean, she's kinda
investigation
cute,
into the recent attacks,
isn't
as
she?
well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
What did we get? Well, what is it? They didn't show us. God damn it.
Alphinaud says it would seem we have much to discuss with our friends at the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Iceheart's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedent. It necessitates a complete reappraisal of the primal threat and of our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this incident reaches Imperial ears. The Garlean Empire believes that primals are an insufferable menace, that their mere existence is a threat to this very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine then, if it became known that it was not only the beast tribes of Eorzea that could summon primals, but her civilized peoples as well, any lingering objections to the Eorzean campaign would vanish overnight. Where before we had to contend with a single Imperial Legion, we could well find ourselves facing the combined might of all Garlemald. But I speak unadvisedly. Come, madam, it is better that we continue this conversation in Mordona.
Come, let's go Mordona.
Oh, I just realized I got the Fenrir card from that last,
Oh, yeah, the dungeon. Cool.
I was looking at how full my inventory was, and I was like, God damn, I need to get rid of some stuff.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole. Needless to say, I am most eager to
more
hear
voice
your
acting.
account of that which occurred in Kurthis. Assuming you're ready.
Yeah, we are getting spoiled.
Excellent. I shall summon the others at once. Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul.
I mean, Louis Hua also did literally the same thing.
Make no mention of such a possibility. Can we
I mean,
be certain
yeah.
this entity was a primal?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogglmog the 12th was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed. We are talking about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
It can't
More like-
possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
Yes, sir.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. Hydaelyn speaks to her as well. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ashgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Midgard Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded. It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
Minfilia says I mean to scour the annals for knowledge of Midgard Zormer. Given his great age, I dare say he appears in more than a few. HM, do you hear that? The commotion outside. Would you see if aught is amiss?
I thought we were gonna load right into a cutscene.
Wait, did she say she wants to scour the annals? What did she say?
I did not hear anals, but sure.
Alphanod says, Madam, 'tis well that you are on hand.
Damn, she
We have a
freaky.
problem.
She under
Roel
freaky.
has escaped. It happened shortly after the Immortal Flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial, but apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain along with 2 guards. 'Tis plain she
I
received
wonder what
inside help.
duty is gonna be next.
Citizens report seeing Roel quitting the city via the Gate of Nald, with a bloodied spear in her hand.
Oh no. She has escaped. Great.
She makes for Castrum Meridianum, I am certain of it. With her fate in Eorzea as good as sealed, what recourse has she but to flee to her imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilberd and the First are hot upon Roel's heels. Pray make haste to Camp Bluefog and join the hunt.
Ooh. Do you think she's gonna be like a double agent?
Methinks if that were the case, well, part of me thinks that if that were the case, she would have tapped out a while ago, you know? Like, she would have capitalized on the so-called vines, you know, a while ago to
Yeah.
deal with the
Ilberd says my thanks for coming, Scion. I have spoken with the soldiers here. They say that Roel walked through the camp not a bell ago. She walked right through, you did not mishear. We have Raubin's decision to keep the matter secret to thank for that. Bad for morale, he said. As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made any attempt to detain her, and so here we are. Roel must not be allowed to reach Castrum Meridianum.
Hum. Yum 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 yum. Go back to Moidar. Oh, it's a doodoo.
Ah, yes. Me too.
Please do. Oh, shit, I'm healer. God damn it.
Gilbert says this wretch was with Roel. He threw himself at us that his mistress might escape. She didn't blink when we cut him down. Not even when he started screaming. No loyalty even to her own. The God's damned harpy.
Spit?
With me, Scion, we almost
Wait,
had her.
she just did slash spit. That's crazy. For Eorzean.
I want Roel alive. Kill the rest. For Eorzea.
You will not take me so easily this time.
Enemy reinforcements. Look sharp, men.
Show them no quarter.
Oh god.
What? I can't move. More reinforcements.
They really aren't
They
paying
really
me
aren't
enough.
Fools, you cannot stand against the Empire.
Healers.
They have healers. Kill them first.
No, 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 no. Da 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 dang, dang.
Forgive us our lateness.
We're in your debt.
The circle
What do you
fetters those who
mean?
wander
Why
within.
did you
Lure
put
the
the
enemy
note
to us.
on there? Oh, you're so silly. She's trolling.
Aline Royale says.
Gilbert says bind her, and do it tight. Crystal Brave says yes, sir. Alphinaud says good work, men.
True. Tell him.
Gilbert says she and her Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better.
Ja, Boze she's hosting the Alcinode.
Alphinaud says behold, a respected officer of the Immortal Flames. People looked up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. Saddens me to see you fallen so low.
Aline Royale says, what would you know of Lo? You, a spoiled little lordling who has never known anyone.
Alphinaud says
Aline Royale says people such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think it your God's given right to rule over others. You know not of our plight, the injustice that we lowborn Ishgardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, but resources to be consumed. I did what I had to do to survive stealing, killing, even whoring myself. It is no fault of mine if fools imagine me a paragon when I join the flames.
Gilbert says to hear you tell it, one would think you the only person ever to have suffered. In case you have forgotten, Raubin himself was born into poverty, as was I. We lived hand to mouth, with little more than the shirts on our backs. Hunger was our constant companion. Yet never did we bemoan our lot in life, nor did we begrudge others their fortunes. We accepted the hand that we had been dealt, and played it to the best of our ability. Life was a battle, but no matter what fate threw at us, we took it on the chin and came back for more. Everything we have, we fought for.
What a funny thing to say.
Aline Royale says, how are we any different then?
Gilbert says, 'tis true that we were both mercenaries of... And 'tis true that we both had our fair share of struggles. But whereas I sold my sword, you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me one thing, it is that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. But enough talk. You will return to Ul'dah to face justice, and the people whose trust you have dragged through the gutter. Alphinaud says not so much as a hint of remorse. 'Tis well that this sordid business is finally at an end. A friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope that we have chosen our own allies more wisely than Raubin chose his.
Yeah, like I was trying to say, is if she were a double agent, she would have how would I say?
I've heard. Truly bothersome business.
Oh, never mind, cutscene.
No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Roban. There is no telling what the brute might do. Have the blades watch him in the flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace. Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while. Nanamo Ulnamo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
Oh. Yeah, no, we are not finishing this today. There's still so much. Like, it's so crazy.
But yeah, like I was trying to say, is that she would have capitalized way earlier. It was she was too deep uh to be pulling a I'm actually working for us.
Yeah. Tombstone.
Captain Ilbert and I have a few questions for the Flame Marshal regarding the circumstances of her miraculous escape. When we have completed our interrogation, we shall take our findings directly to General Raubin, and that shall be the end of it. Your work here is done, my friend, my thanks. But I have one last task for you. Return to the Rising Stones and apprise Minfilia of all that has happened. I am aware that the antecedent held Roel in high regard. For better or worse, she will want to know how this tale ends.
Faye return to Rising Stones.
Delivery Muggle says, look what we have here. A new letter has arrived just for you. Cupo.
It was a nice kind of bait and switch too for them to set up like Lolorito as this like ambitious little Lalafell who's who stands against God, I forget her name. The Lalafell princess. Lalafell Zelda. That's what I'll call her.
Lalafell Zelda out here.
Okay. And then to switch to the guy who was actually really eager to help us.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alfino. To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Garlean agent. I know not what to say. Together with Robon, Eline lent us much-needed aid at the time of our Order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever
Thank you,
else she
Xena.
may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Ascians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled. My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
Well, back to another thing.
I'm sure you're all familiar with white auracite, the miraculous material that will allow us to capture Ascian souls. Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether. Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
In addition to auracite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis our belief that an Ascian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
The only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Ascian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Habrea.
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether. Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Habrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void. The fact remains, however, that Heidelin placed the means to destroy the Ascians in your hands. Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that she will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Heidelin did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Oh, what if we had two pieces of white orosite? One to trap the Ascian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for any length of time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and I'm sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
'Twould seem more research is in order. I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the orosite. And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands. Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there, then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland. You will recall that a survey party was dispatched.
Uh-oh, he's trying to escape.
What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the Isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
Aye, yet the mystery endeth not with the Isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldessian. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
All indications suggest Ascian involvement, but I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the Dark Beings call the One True God. We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
Oh.
Wee.
Why? Why bonk, Xena?
Bonkies.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald. But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the media project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire.
There's a bot.
He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash.
Down.
We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means
Of course
to
it's a meteor.
until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerged to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Varus Zos Galvus. So he was Huayu's true master.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea. In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
Seven hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here?
She was double agent. See it, told you.
Triple.
Now.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend,
Banana tomato, same thing.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, And pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding
Yada,
out
yada.
falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul. And with that, I take my leave.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune. How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve. I know you can hear me, monitorist scum. Your crimes will not go unpunished.
Huh. Relaxing with some mangas while watching streams. Sounds nice.
What kind of manga?
Oh. Boss a quake suddenly.
No, I was paying attention. I was just...
I shall have no further need of you this day,
Uh-oh.
Your Grace.
Oh, indeed.
I fear that not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Ever since he proposed the Cartiner Reclamation Bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees. The monetarists were ever united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift.
Why is he screening?
They snap at each other as rabid dogs.
You reading Fable Omnibus?
Yet now is not the
I
time
had
to be
no
happy
idea
among ourselves.
what this.
If this bickering is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the syndicate?
Would the
Oh.
solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving to dissolve the syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal...
I have a bad feeling about this.
This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace
I think I'm a little bit ahead of you.
Be they rich or poor,
Yeah.
or refugees, all who reside in Uldar have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right.
Okay, pause for a second.
To perform my duty, I must needs tread warily.
They're talking about like, oh, the poor impoverished people while they're having tea and cakes.
Were Lord Lolorito here, he would doubtless...
I love tea and cakes.
Like...
A ruler is required to take a wide view. Try as we might to cater to all needs, some will inevitably be overlooked. As such, there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved. It cannot be helped. But as you have informed us, the monetarists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve. In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Uldar whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the immortal flames only makes matters worse. Even accounting for Uldar's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the monetarists with a rod to beat Rauban.
Eorzea can ill afford for the immortal flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. cannot be done to improve the situation in Ul'dah? The true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few. The monetarists claim to represent the best interests of the people, but in sooth they desire only to manipulate them for their own selfish ends.
Hi, Happy.
For government to serve the people, it must be formed of the
Howdy.
For Ul'dah to move forward, it is not only the Syndicate that must be dissolved.
Nay, you jest.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here. When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall inevitably ensue. As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Roban to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Ul'dah. Your Grace, are you certain of this? There is no other way. When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a true republic. Both royalists and monetarists shall cease to be. Ul'dah will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people.
Masaka.
Yeah, I feel that, Happy.
Roban, forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name. Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
Minfilia says I am most eager to address the Ashen threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. We both know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with Ishgard is still tenuous at best. To think that the resolution of the primal threat was once the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was
Look at
wise
that
for us to take
cake.
on so many other responsibilities.
Yeah.
Are you eating the cake? What was that? Stream has been good. Also,
Alphinaud says, lest
the
you forget,
manga sounds
antecedent,
quite
the Scions need not
interesting.
shoulder
Yeah.
the burden
What do you
alone.
think, boss?
Were
Like,
not
have you
the
heard
Crystal
about it
Graves
before?
established for this very reason?
I actually have not.
You have
True,
not?
we are presented with a
Nope.
multitude of problems. However,
Mm.
we have all the resources we need to address them in turn.
So goddamn warm that I'm just
Madam, in particular,
in
is
bed
ever a
next to a
steadying hand,
fan.
who I trust will continue to
Yeah,
support
it's
the Braves.
kinda hot today. Like, I feel like I'm sweating as well. Like, what's going on?
Minfilia says, to what do we owe the pleasure? Have there been further developments regarding the situation in Ul'dah?
I don't know.
Alphinaud says as expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officers was a Garlean agent. Suffice it to say, Teleji Adeleji and his monetarist ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Raubin needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue effective orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth.
Well, it's because we're hot.
And so, for the foreseeable future, I think it would be for the best if I were to remain in Ul'dah unless you have an objection?
Minfilia says none whatsoever. We have matters here well in hand.
Alphinaud says Moanbrighta's research is proceeding as...
Minfilia says so, she tells me, though I am not familiar with the details. Urianger is poring over his tomes at the Waking Sands, and the others are contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it is only a matter of time. Madam, while we focus on that task, mayhap you could assist Alphinaud and his braves with theirs? It would do much to restore
great
faith in the
idea.
immortal flames if the Warrior of Light was seen working on their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound to organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so.
Minfilia is like, nope,
Alphinaud
yeah,
says
you
not
can
that your
stay there in
response was ever in
Ul'dah,
doubt,
far away
but I
from
humbly
us.
thank you once more for aiding our cause. Now then, there are preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as receiving Ryal's latest report. He has proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others wish kept secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate the Ul'dah riots. When you are finished here, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favor to ask.
Minfilia says if there are any developments on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion.
Okay. I need to go grab a drink. I will be right back.
Should be back in time for birthday stream? Hell yeah. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Ding, ding, dong, dong, dong. A straight acting man being into men and continuously saying he's not gay but being into men. Wow, anyways, what the fuck did you just say? How you doing, Aikava? Hmm. I'm still thinking what we should do on the birthday stream, like... I guess it depends how drunk I am after Dark Souls, huh? Just got back from family time. Yeah, that can be quite tiring for me as well. Freaky sounds. Real.
Oh, this was a conversation to come back to.
Oh, yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Ryle says pleasure as always, madam. You'll be escorting the commander to Ul'dah. I take it? Alphinaud says actually, I had another task in mind for her. If you would be so kind as to repeat your report for her benefit? Ryle says right then. Me and mine VE been making inquiries into the source o' the weapons what found their ways into refugee hands a ways back. So happens we caught wind of something promising. A rather large purchase o' sharp and pointy things by a black marketeer holed up near Highbridge.
My birthday will be June 3rd.
Alphinaud says I doubt that this man would have secured such a quantity of weapons if he did not already have clients that, for whatever reason, would prefer for this transaction to remain secret.
You need to start planning it.
Ryal says brings to mind that merchant what caught an arrow while talking to Madame. Don't it? Generous fellow, he was doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. Which isn't to say that these clients have the same mischief in mind, but if you want to be sure, might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods. Savvy? Alphinaud says seizing the weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we might capture the black marketeer as well as his clients. What say you, madam?
Speak
Then it
with
is settled.
Ilbred.
Rendezvous with Captain Ilberd at Highbridge and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you would excuse me, I must leave for Ul'dah. I expect good tidings.
We'll see, Aikawa. We'll see.
Well, this place is a lot nicer now that you can fly.
Ilberd says, madam, my scouts have been keeping a close eye on the black marketeer, and it would seem that his guests have arrived. It would also seem that he has hired more than a few men to stand guard common thugs of no consequence, but they nevertheless pose a threat. Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath a woman of your standing, and Commander Leveler needn't have dispatched you hither. But powerful men ever have need of loyal, able-bodied friends. Having found one in you, 'tis only natural that he would come to rely upon you without hesitation.
Let's be fair here.
Wait, what?
Alphinaud being a powerful man is questionable, given the fact that even during the Bahamut incident, he didn't fucking do anything. So...
Yeah, he doesn't really do anything, yeah. Bait and sandwich.
Now then, we should make for the burning wall without delay and secure those weapons. first unit will ensure that the clients do not escape. With me, madam. I spy the one man, but there are sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my men and I will slip past and catch the black marketeer unawares. Once you've disposed of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? Then let us be off. Good luck, my friend.
My friend.
Hired thug says who goes there? An adventurer? Damned fool.
Did you really just hit us with the Skyrim, never should have come here?
Yeah, I don't think that's a Skyrim thing, Bozak. I think that's just what everyone says now. Not everything is a reference, Bozak.
But not everybody says it immediately before getting recorded.
No.
Yeah, so a Skyrim situation. Exactly, Happy.
No.
Random bandit versus Dovahkiin, essentially.
It's the little girl.
Says I don't understand. What's this all about?
Graph.
Graph.
Oh, that's cute. Graph. Wait, Ilford is alone here? That's kind of sus, isn't it?
Gilbert says, as you can see, this is a fine
Wait a second.
When I tried to restrain him, he drew a hidden blade and lashed out. But before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked, and this is the result. How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard, and to bring an inexperienced recruit. Commander Leveler will be most disappointed. Damn it all, a golden opportunity, wasted. As for the clients, though we know not how, they slipped past our perimeter. At present, the first is currently tracking a party of Duskwhite Sellswords we suspect may be them. Would that we could have enlisted the aid of the Immortal Flames or the Brass Blades. Alas, we're here to aid them. They're in no position to aid us.
Blades.
Well, at the very least, we have secured the weapons. Yet even that accomplishment is lacking, for the information we received indicated a massive shipment, and this is anything but... I will join the first in their hunt for the Duskwhite Sellswords.
Yeah.
If the gods are good, we will catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask that you deliver these weapons to Ul'dah in my stead.
What?
Entrust them to the 3 Ardis Uyuhace. He will take care of the rest.
3 roads, you Hayes. What the fuck?
At
Die
least
zeiden
it,
die dat ze
at least it
roads.
tried to. At least it tried to. Justify what was being said. For me, it said 3 RDs.
3 IDs. Nice.
Yeah. Good night,
For me,
Zeno.
it says like, you remember the King Mogo?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it says like Tin emoji. Ding. Oh.
What? Oh.
Damn, Bozak is lost again.
Yu Haste says, the warrior of light, ever reliable friend to the Crystal Braves. You have my deepest thanks for your assistance in Coerthas. Now, what brings you to us this day?
Bozek breaks things.
A gift of weapons from a certain black marketeer, courtesy of Captain Ilbert, you say?
Bozak is lost and water is fed. Yeah.
Understood. Once we've cataloged the contents, I'll have them delivered to the Hall of Flames.
Alian says this cannot be everything, can it?
I'm the Zorro of streamers.
Ryle stated with confidence that there would be a far greater quantity of weapons.
Fucking can get lost on a straight road.
Yu Haste says a blatant falsehood. Clearly, Ryal is unfamiliar with the ways of Uldan merchants, who ever strive to present themselves as greater than they are. We should be thankful that his information was not completely erroneous, and that we managed to achieve anything of worth at all. Wilred says it's still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we've got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Garleans up north.
Alian says there'll be no fighting if I have anything to say about it. Our orders are to stand watch, not to seek glory in battle. If you have no further need of us, then I shall take my unit to the ceruleum processing plant.
Yu Haste says time for the Fourth to earn their keep, eh? Fight well. Excellent work as always, my friend. Rest assured that the immortal flames will hear of your contribution. Until we meet again. Ryle says, Madam, a word if it please ye.
Priol is a Chad.
Not here,
He's a
look
great
for me
guy.
at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. No need for whistling this time, don't you worry.
Made a wrong turn.
The water is so wet, Happy.
Wait a minute. Did I? No,
I've never seen...
That was the right way. Fucking...
Oh my god.
Thanks for indulging me request. Few places better than a market for privacy, I find. All the hustle and the bustle of commerce means most conversations go unnoticed. I'll get to the point. At the Burnin' Wall, when you and the captain interrupted the exchange, what happened? Tell me everything, leave no detail out. That's not quite how the first told it. These Duskwights they were chasing, latest word is that we lost the trail. But ye never saw him yourself? Not before the fightin' started. And not after? Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in me bones. Ryal says I'm not daft enough to be misled by some merchant's drunken boasts. Our information was reliable, gods damn it. I know he purchased those weapons. As if I've never deciphered a moneylender's books, or had to follow a transaction back to its source. Did plenty owe that back when the Braves were getting started. Believe me, the commander wanted assurances that we weren't Takin Gil from the wrong sort of benefactors. Of course these days the money flows like water, and the first and third get the shiniest new toys. Forgive me, friend. I've a lot on me mind these days, and I appreciate ye lending an ear. Right then, best get back to it.
Tataru says, Madam, can you hear me? This is Tataru. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stones. Please come and see me as soon as you are able.
Time for a different quest line!
Oh, I've never bounced so hard in my life than doing a Realm Reborn.
Dayo.
The fuck you mean, Dayo?
I mean, you are bouncing on it, Dayo.
Yes.
Thank you for coming so quickly, madam. We've a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. A most, determined lady, by
Ooh.
all indications.
Lady? Oh. Ooh.
Oh, god damn it. Are we gonna have the
What hurt is in
Naruto
bed,
abridged
Dayo?
conversation in the chat?
Our guest is with the antecedent in the solar at present.
It's gonna be Lukia.
Let's not keep them waiting any longer, shall we?
Of course I fucking know. Fuck you mean water isn't wet?
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. I believe the two of you have met.
We have. I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm. Last night, the Dragonstar burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers. Not since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth,
What?
and flame consumeth all.
The old Curthan rhyme, aye. The brightening of the dragon's star is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The astrologians believe that it was Midgard Soma himself who cried out on this occasion.
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald, only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Garlean fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
Ariange has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragon Star portends, the Great Worm has shown no sign of life. Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
Honestly, Bozak is like Orianja.
But if Midgard Zorma had roared, wouldn't we
Oh,
have
how's
heard
that?
Revenant's toll?
He always says some bullshit from the fucking books or something, referencing.
It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence
I'm
that a great worm
sorry.
ruled at all.
What the
much
fuck does
less
that
ruled
mean?
Midgard Zorma.
He always says some bullshit from the books.
I said what I said.
However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you. Do you accept? We knew you would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
Minfilia says, forgive me if I state aught which you already know, but I would ensure that you understand the nature of your destination. As Urianger stated, what we now call the Keeper of the Lake is the wreckage of the Agrius, former flagship of the Imperial fleet, and the corpse of the WIREM responsible for its destruction.
The WIREM.
15 years ago, as the next step in his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius van Valsar attempted to seize control of
What?
Mordona. So massive was his force that all thought his victory a foregone conclusion.
The TTS just tried to pronounce worm, and it said WIREM.
But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea's aid that day. Midgard Sorm,
I was to leave the
legendary
voice
guardian of
cutscene.
Silvertear Falls, burst forth from beneath the waters of the lake and led a host of dragons against the Garlean airships overhead. In what would later become known as the Battle of Silvertear Skies, the great WIREM felled countless airships before engaging the Agrius. In the ensuing struggle, the flagship's ceruleum engines failed, and it tumbled into the lake below. Yet this victory came at a great cost, for the explosion which followed claimed the life of the great WIREM as well.
Oh yeah, from these
That same explosion transformed Silvertear Falls
as
into the
well.
desolate wasteland it is today, draining the lake of its waters and crystallizing ether for malms around.
I think that Texas
remnant of the
speech
lake
was a
remains, and at its center, a constant reminder of that fateful
www.
day long ago.
Oh god.
In accordance with Ser Americ's wishes, our Doman allies have been standing watch over the Keeper of the Lake. It would be wise to speak with them before investigating the wreckage yourself.
Great
Be careful, my
W.
friend. We know not what dangers await you within. Now then, let us not neglect our own tasks. There is much to be done, and precious little time to do it. Lucia says before I depart, I must needs speak with the antecedent in private. If you...
Okay. Hmm.
Doman Watch says you're in luck, miss. I was about to send word to Revenant's Toll about the Garleans. Of late, I've seen small airships, likely from Castrum Sentry, come and go from the Keeper of the Lake, though I cannot say for certain at this distance. So it's true, then? The Ishgardians honestly fear that the WRM might rise again. Well, from here that seems rather unlikely. But if it's assurances they want, you've no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Easier said than done, given the creatures which inhabit the wreckage, and the aforementioned Garleans who won't take kindly to your presence. They're sure to fire upon an airship, so I'd advise a more stealthy approach. Take this boat and a few of your comrades to the base of the Agrius, then climb to the top. That's the only viable approach, I'd say.
Keeper of the lake now accessible.
Oh boy.
Wow. Yeah, we can still do this one today, and I think after it, we wrap up. Wrap up.
Sounds good.
What do you think? Ready. I don't know why it's so hot.
Are you sure that's just not the heat you radiate, coming back to you?
But if I radiate heat, should I be feeling hot?
I mean, some people find themselves to be really hot, and that's okay.
I don't know.
The
Let's
insta-fill.
go. Yeah, the healer tank combo.
It's funny because that I do remember from World of Warcraft was the case.
Yep.
You queue up as a DPS and boy, you're gonna be waiting an hour, but You queue up as either a healer or tank. By God. It's like an insta-lock.
Yeah, I think it's every MMO, honestly. People just don't want to deal with tanking or healing.
Well, I feel like healing should be easy enough if you have a good tank. And tanking, vice versa, tanking should be easy enough if you just have a good healer.
Yeah, but they just don't want the
They don't want the responsibility.
Yeah.
Oh
my God, you got hit by that. Stop standing in the AoEs.
Well, I don't know why we
Yeah,
pulled,
healing is
like...
easy if you have a good tank.
I don't know why we pulled, like, 3 groups at once.
I don't know. I just work here. Huh. Hero blessed.
I'm sorry, is he carrying a Gatling gun?
Yeah, that's an American bird. It's kind of weird that you have stairs like this. But then, like the ship is vertical, in a vertical position.
Yeah, come to think of it, it's like this whole wreckage is the way it is, but the
Well, maybe
platforms
they
are still...
built them
They could've
later.
Yeah, they could have, but
Still.
you know what? If they're trying to perform like some kind of salvage operation, that makes sense then.
Yeah. Ba-bum. Bowser, why are you in the fire?
Because I thought it was just a one-off attack. I didn't think it was a continuous spray. Ow!
Yeah, Bowser really likes being in the fire.
Let me just pop Guerrilla Battle. Hmm.
Okay. Hmm? There's things. Or is he?
Treadeth now upon my bones, and waketh me from slumber sweet.
Well, you ain't as dead as I thought you were.
No, he's just sleeping.
Thou hast forgotten the face of thy lord. Remember, mortal, and fear me.
Scream.
Come then, thou shalt be weighed in the balances. Into thee I place my spirit. Rise, my child, and join in the chorus. I bid thee rise, my child, and join in the chorus once more.
Yeah, this fight used to be quite different.
How bold thy defiance,
How so?
yet full of fear is thy heart.
Because they reworked it. Well, I don't know. I guess not that different.
Hearken to me, mortal, and thou shalt know I am thy lord. So thou art gifted.
Oh yeah, there used to be like you needed to make like a barrier. Otherwise you would instantly die from that AoE.
There we go.
There we go.
Alrighty then. Cutscene.
By her gifts hast thou earned a moment's reprieve. Speak, mortal, and I shall listen. Guided by a star. My people have heard the song. Ishgard shall burn. Sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. We do not forget. We do not forgive. Seven children did I sire. One now singeth of retribution. I rise to join in the chorus. Thou art powerless to silence us, mortal. Yet thou shalt not live to labor in vain. Thy reprieve is at an end. Trickery is thy shield. This frail, noble creature is not gifted, but chosen. Hearken to me, Hydaelyn. I remember, and I consent.
Oh, he consents. That's good to know.
Fear not, mortal. I shall not harm thee.
Fuck who I died.
Mayhap thou thinkest me an oath breaker. Thou art mistaken.
Yeah, he's eating my crystals.
I did but strip thee of thy mistress's feeble blessing. Thou didst profit much by her grace, but no more.
Hi, Marco.
Their covenant binds me to thee. I shall watch, listen, and wait. Fight and struggle, if it be thy will.
Hi, Mariko.
Never coveted that which lieth beyond his grasp. I drink of her body, and thence doth mine own find new life. When it hath grown whole, the loyal and penitent shall
Damn.
the dragon song heraldeth
Now he's a little cute lizard.
You may summon Midgard Sorma by selecting the corresponding entry within your minion guide under character in the main menu.
Hey, we got Midgar Sommer as a minion.
Yeah. It's a cute minion. And he really talks like he is immortal. The pace is not fast.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna go with his tone, but no, that
Dang. Thank you, little girl. I shall. Boom. Look at these cuties. Little lizards.
He's a
With
little
wings.
cutie.
Wow. Okay. We can continue on Sunday?
Yep.
Hell yeah. Are you gonna host the community thing tomorrow or no?
I want to, yeah.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Oh. What slope? Bosek will be deciding since I'm not gonna be around tomorrow.
Hmm. Yeah, that is the question. Which game?
You'll figure it out. I believe in you.
I have too much faith.
Nah, further not. Ba-da-ba-ba, wing. Boom, 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 boom. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Wait, you stroking you.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't ask Marco. He always cooling.
Hiya. I was hoping for something like Gang Beasts. But I don't know how many people would be down for that.
Crank one out for you, Zell, feel honored. Yeah, it's like every time you guys crank one out, it's like you're summoning a primal, you know?
Oh god.
Oh.
Ba 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 ba
Okay. I'm gonna go What is a primal? It's
something you'll learn about in Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah. It's something you believe in a lot, and then when you believe in it, you can summon it. Hungry. Thank you for the games. Bullshit
Always
killed
fun.
everybody else. Yeah. I mean, we are kind of close at finishing this, but that's what we also said like 2 weeks ago, so maybe not. Yeah. Oh. But you still have work today, don't you?
Yep, I do.
Okay, okay. Well, have a good work. And I'll see you on Sunday.
See you Sunday.
Bye, Dom.
Bye. Okay. Thank you everybody for joining. So yes, we will be ending off here. It's a bit of a short stream. Oh. But we made some good progress. Finally capitalized on the Midgar Sormer storyline. Well, I say capitalized. We got involved with it finally. I had always questioned whatever we're gonna do with Midgar Sormer, but it's good to see we finally have an answer. But yeah. So let's see. Colin is playing Dying Light. Let's give him a raid. Thank you everybody for joining. And I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully on something fun. So yeah. Take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye.